some governors and chief PCs are plotting against their master, Buhari. So, as we hear they say they are allegedly plotting against Buhari over the current policies that they perceive to be targeted against the party, which means now they are assuming or thinking that Buhari used APC to get to where he is, and now that he's about to leave, then he's going to destroy APC. But a lot of people have already testified to that before in the past or predicted that things like that will happen, not because Buhari himself will be the one to destroy APC, it's because a lot of people felt that some politicians today that we see as APC members are mainly there because we were thinking then that if Buhari gets on board, that they will benefit from the system. Maybe because they know that Buhari is very laid back, kind of a human being, just like he was during the Diagon time when the Diagon was running the show. So, but this time around, the wise man they gave him, the redeemed pastor, did not run any show. He pocketed, in fact, the cabal pocketed the man, maybe because they learned from what happened before in 94, or is it 93, 94, and 95, before he was ousted from office. Because all this man was doing then in the office was just to drink Brukutu, you know, Shaka Pavin, you know, they smoke Igbo, and what have you. Then the rest, do not care how the things are run, as far as in the answer, Mr. President. You know, so, but then at least we have somebody who really cared about the country to a certain extent. Not that the German was perfect, you know, so we say to a large extent. So he did some stuff, and they also came up with this issue of introduction of new currency notes. Then, tier, you know, etc., that they brought in there, like the structural, their form of structural adjustment program. That's at that time. So we won't forget so easily. So for those who don't know, go back and read your history, read your books. I believe that quite all right, because even then, back in 1995 or 94, he was still strong. I think, or at least stronger than he is now, because he was younger then than he is now too. So you can imagine that. So if then he could behave like that, then sarcastically, like I don't care kind of person, then how do you think he's behaving now when he's already tired and weak? This man is really happy just to be called Mr. President this time around, at least, because the first time he came, he was overthrown, you know, by his other military juntas, people like Babangida, Salam, and all others. So this time around, it's like he was back to try to take a revenge on some of those people. So, but somehow, he just didn't have the strength to do that. So, but it doesn't mean we don't have to blame him for whatever thing does. Because don't forget that Buhari is the petroleum minister. You have that portfolio, tie, strap. You always push the second in command, which is you know, the under petroleum minister, to come and address the public, which is Syria. You know, or sometimes you even push another department, like even the CBN talking about it, or it's SSA. You know, so but that is Buhari for you. So if his boys are now angry, the boys are angry. There's nothing you can do about that. Let them be angry. Because now, as far as you know, the Naira redesign cash swap policy where the Central Bank of Nigeria is concerned, a lot of politicians are really thinking that he did this thing intentionally to punish them, to get back at them for some reasons best known to them. So the story is like this. He said the deadline set by the Apex Bank for the cash swap has resulted in panic among Nigerians as they scramble to get the new notes before the old ones cease to be legal. The scarcity of Naira notes and fuel has led to widespread protests, with government properties and banks being that they really want to react or they really want to do something. They should march to Aso Rock now. Aso Rock is not built with steel. It's built with concrete. And human beings live there too. If 1 million people should troop out today and march to that Aso Rock, who will stand on their way? Nobody. Not even the security men. They will take off. They see the pressure. It will just maybe you can fly out with chopper or something. But then, in no time, even though the president is not there, and the place they can walk in there and take over the whole place, occupy it. It has happened before in so many other countries. But I doubt that will ever happen in Nigeria. A place like Nigeria has been highly condemned by Nigerians over the crisis caused by his party. Following the hardship caused by the scarcities, many believe that Tinubu's presidential bid is at risk of failure. According to the whistler said there's a plan among elements within the ruling party to undermine the authority of the president following what is perceived as Buhari's lack of enthusiasm and cold attitude towards the presidential campaign of the party. Oh yeah? Now what? He said the CBN Naira swap policy, which issued the February 10th date as a deadline, is now seen by Tinubu and governors of the APC backing him as evidence of a sabotage plan from the presidency. Yeah, that it did not think Buhari is sabotaging them directly, not even directly, and they are coming out boldly to say. So maybe they have a point there. So, but it all depends on what they mean by that too. Because after all, Buhari has been the leader of the party, so he must have known some of those plans on how they wanted to move, some of the money around. Because like the other day, we were hearing about how some billions, or was it trillions of naira was already in Kano that was meant for the whole of the north to be distributed among them, top shots that will help them to get it to, that will play some certain roles in manipulating or, you know what I mean, how they do it to rig the election for them. That the money was stuck in Kano. So that was when Buhari was about to visit Kano last week. He was told that he shouldn't come. Who says so? The governor of Kano State can do dollars. The man that used to put dollars in his abada and things like that at the same time, left and right. That's the people's money, right? Was that Buhari was being, harassed, will I say? But they threw some stones at him and stuff like that. They bullied him a lot in Kano. So maybe that was just another sign. But whatever it is, all this thing that they are doing, it's not for our own interest. It's for their own selfish interest. So they know what they are hiding and they know the kind of deals on the ground or above ground that they are doing or they are striking with each other. Now they are betraying themselves and putting themselves out in the open for us to see. So it's there for the populace, for Nigerians to judge for themselves. And know these are the kind of people that you want actually, in the hands of affair to rule that country. With all our vast resources, everything, the only thing we just lack as a nation is good leadership, quality leadership. Because all this money they are stealing, even if they invest that money into into a sector in that country, that money will definitely yield more money, and more money. Even if, for example, you give a minister money, to build roads, ordinary roads, that you don't need special technology to build. They take money, they allocate funds for these same projects, then they give them the money, they take the money, then they share, then they pour some red sand or some with this construction because of the rainfall. So we have to wait for dry season again. The dry season will come again, they repeat the same thing again. Then the project that was supposed to be, let's say, $1 billion for maybe God knows how many miles of road that would be. Then at the end of the day, they will end up spending even $20 billion over the space of maybe 10 years, 20 years, and yet that job is not done. It can only happen in Nigeria. So what I'm saying that is that, take for example, if that road was tarred, just say Benin Lagos Road, start, and Ibadan, and Lagos Road is tarred. Just those ones first of all, okay, then Abeokuta Lagos Road is tarred, right? Because as Lagos being the epic commercial city that it is, So let's say those roads are tarred, well tarred. Then you just put even toll gate. Just toll gate. It's federal road. You put toll gate as at when and where it's supposed to be. Like maybe one in Ondo State, one in Ogun State, one in Edo State, for example. I'm not talking of toll gates there. And you are collecting money that you are supposed to collect. And this money actually goes back into the coffer of the country or of that ministry that is taking care of that place. I guarantee you, it will take up to a year. And they will recoup that money. While that road will still be there, and the road will still be maintained on a yearly basis. But do they actually think? So if that time you still want to steal money, to go and buy a house as they are doing in Dubai and what have you, like Atiku and the former chief of army staff that we had that they have properties in Dubai here and there, then you cannot go ahead